Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living Weekly Live broadcast. Today is Sunday, May 25th of 2025, 5/25/25. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Today, our topic is the element of fire, the flames of purification. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the incorporating the step levels of creation from Wahideen Ibn Arabi's teachings about the step levels of creation and the sacred sound that is associated with the creation of the elements. Each one of the elements either comes from beyond the spheres, right? And then there the elements of fire. Last week we covered ether, the elements of fire, and then air, and then water, and then earth are like concentric circles. And they're called the elemental globes. So the element of fire is associated with the divine name of Habid, which is the constrictor, which is like that which that constrictor, I think, has several meanings in this case. Of that is constricting our Earth atmosphere to this space that we live in. It has the property of warming. The fire is that which warms this atmosphere so that it's not super cold like the outer space is. And we can actually live here and have life here on this planet. It is also a light of the fire. The fire is like the flames that purify. That says specifically about when Satan moves, that the fire is rained down to stop him. And so when the darkness moves, it's that. And it's also Paul that has that constrictor. It's constricting that which is not serving our highest good, not in the highest for us. And it represents the tough times that we have, the times that put us into constriction, where we have no choice but to go inward and to really seek the solace and that connection with source. So that's what we're going to be exploring today through the element of fire. That's the trip we're going to travel on. And I think you'll find there are some things that are very relevant to what's going on in our world right now, as well as just a beautiful time to go inward and commune with source. And when the constriction lifts, that is where we can become even more expansive. So let's go ahead and come into our circle. Let's come into our circle sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. Just imagine us in a circle that surrounds our planet. Each one of us is a microcosm of the macrocosm. CD, my teacher, used to say, be the earth, be the earth, be the earth. And you have around you, each human being has these concentric spheres that are representative of your creation, of your earth. Be the earth. And imagine yourself with these concentric spheres around you. The sphere of the element of the earth, the element of the water, the element of the air, the element of the fire, and beyond that, the spheres of the seven heavens, the celestial spheres. And you are, as Sadie used to say, you think you are a small star when in fact you contain the entire universe within you. And as Rumi says, you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the ocean in a drop. So take a breath, and as you breathe, just draw all of your energy into the center of your body, the vertical core of your body, which is like the axis of your earth. Draw all of your energy into the axis of your earth, that vertical core that runs through the top of your head, through the center of your body, halfway side to side, halfway front to back. And as you exhale, drop down and land into your pelvic bowl, land into your body. and put your consciousness into that vertical core. Upright your consciousness into that space along the front of your spine, leaning into that space, and feel the vibration of the pure divine light as it runs through you. Together, let's call on our source, the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. And last week when we talked about the ether, we talked about An-Nur Ilahi, the light of God, which is that electricity that runs through all things. It is the light of creation. That is the light of God, which is the pure love that runs through all things, giving existence, putting everything into existence. Just feel that light as it runs through you, through your vertical core, giving electricity to your body, like turning on the electrical wiring, the electrical circuitry of your body, that which your nervous system impulses travel along the wiring of your body. And let this pure light, the divine light runs through you. Let it cleanse, let it purify, let it reset your nervous system as it travels through you. And again, as you inhale, take a deep breath and bring all of your conscious body into your vertical core. And as you exhale, drop down and land into your pelvic bowl. Drop into your hips, upright into your spine, into your vertical core, and feel that vibration of pure divine light as it merges with your consciousness, and your consciousness stands in it, receives it, and allow your vibration to resonate with that pure divine light. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, we call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your unconditional love. This light carries, like the electrical circuitry, carries the unconditional love. And just feel that unconditional love flood your body through all of your circuitry. And let your entire being be flooded with unconditional love. Let every cell of your body be loved. Let every cell of your body be loved. Invite every cell of your body to receive this love, to be soothed, comforted, filled, gently flooded with this water of unconditional love. And let's just put some focus on the heart center, that center of your chest space. And you can do some tapping on that heart center on the front of your chest. You can tap all the way up under your collarbones and give some gentle feathering down the sides of your neck and your throat just to open this. And as you feel the guardedness of the heart, the protectors of the heart being loosened up, let's take some breaths and scoop up any of that, those broken shields, broken up shields. And as you exhale, just blow them out, releasing them. And use your heart center like a breathing portal. And as you inhale that unconditional love, deep, deep into the center of your heart space, you imagine your heart center like a funnel that extends in front of you and then runs through your body And it's like a funnel, and that funnel meets in with that vertical core at the center of your body. And so turn that funnel to face this stream of unconditional love that is gently raining into this funnel, filling your heart center with unconditional love. And as you inhale, draw this unconditional love in through that heart center. Breathe it all the way in to the center of your chest. And it can be like excavating, because sometimes we hold a lot of tension there. So as you inhale as deeply as you can, just let it move in a little bit deeper with each inhale. And as you exhale, just release any of the clutter or the tension that's in the way. And with your next inhale, draw that unconditional love in a little bit deeper. Exhale, releasing whatever's being excavated from that heart funnel. The blocks and barriers, as the poet Rumi said, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you've built against it. So scoop those up with your breath. Exhale, release them. With your next inhale, draw that unconditional love in deeper until that funnel meets that vertical core. And this unconditional love is pouring in to that core light, just flooding the core light. And the core light is also pure love. But let your heart, invite your heart center to feel the love and to be loved, to receive the love. Inhale, draw all of your energy into your vertical core. And exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl. Lean into this vertical core. And just let your whole being open and receive this vibration. Let your vibration resonate with the vibration of pure divine light and unconditional love. And together, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion. And this time, as you inhale, draw all of your energy into this vertical core. Exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, and let your whole being feel yourself held in this embrace of compassion. Your entire being be swaddled in compassion and held in compassion and loved by this eternal love, this eternal compassion, this ever-present acceptance, holding you, protecting you, receiving you. Let yourself feel held, loved, protected, accepted, connected. You are meant to be here. You are meant to be here. You are created on purpose with intention, in pure love, in pure love. Let yourself feel that. Let yourself be held. Let yourself be loved. And let this go all the way to the very core, all the way to the center of your bones. Let it flood all the way into the center of your bones and let it fill you with strength. Let it strengthen your bones and strengthen your structure. That your whole being is strengthened and filled. Like your physical body is strengthened and your spirit is strengthened. It's interesting. There's a pair of divine names that when you say them together, it merges strength of spirit with strength of form. And this wasn't where I intended to go today, but this is what's coming up right now. It is Yahweh, Yahweh. It's like a in the back of the throat, Yahweh. And Yahweh is the strength of spirit. And Yahmateen with an M as in Mary, Mateen, and a T as in Tom in the center, ending with an N as in Nancy. Yahmateen. And that is the strength of form. And when you say them together, it merges Yahweh, strength of spirit, with Yahmateen, strength of form, the firm. Yahweh, Yahmateen. So let's call on those divine powers, those divine forces that strengthens spirit and strengthens form and merges them together as one in your physical body. Really merging the strength of your spirit with the strength of your form, strengthening both of them as they merge together. Yahweh, Yahmateen. Let's just hang out here for a minute. Yahweh, Yahmateen. Yahweh, Yahmateen. Yahweh, Yahmateen. Yahweh, Yahmateen. Yahweh, Yahmateen. And it's occurring to me, if there's anyone that you feel moved to pray for in this moment, let's just put their names into the center of our circle. Anyone who's needing this strength of spirit and strength of form, the light, the love, the compassion. Yahweh, Yahmateen. Yahweh, Yahmateen. Yahweh, Yahmateen. Yahweh, Yahmateen. And as we're like on the perimeter of the Earth atmosphere with the element of fire today, let's just imagine ourselves like at that membrane of the qabid where the constriction is that holds the Earth's atmosphere to the Earth, that brings in that element of fire that begins to warm the atmosphere so that we can have life here. Let's just imagine ourselves out on that perimeter and making a circle around the entire planet and the atmosphere of the planet. And let's just make a prayer for the entire planet and for the Mother Earth. And let's bring that Yahweh, Yahmateen. Yahweh, strength of spirit. Everything is, as Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi says, even the things that you think are inanimate are alive. Everything has life force. Everything carries the light and reflects the light into the creation. Yahweh, Yahmateen. Yahweh, strength of spirit, merging with strength of form. Yahmateen. Yahweh, Yametin. And let's just imagine this merging of strength of spirit and strength of form going all the way into the heart of the Mother Earth, through all of the layers of the atmosphere, and all the way into the heart of the Mother. Ya Qawi, Ya Mateen. 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 Strength of spirit merging with strength of form from the veil, from the membrane that surrounds the Earth's atmosphere, from the beginning of the creation of the element of fire, which constricts and begins to warm this rock that's floating through the cosmos so that we can have life here on this planet. Ya Qawi, Ya Mateen. And take some breaths, take some breaths. And as we said, you are the microcosm of the macrocosm. Be the earth, be the earth, and let this strength go all the way through you, through the axis of your own being, the core light that runs through the top of your head, through the center of your body, halfway front to back, halfway side to side, your own axis. Let this Ya Qawi, Ya Mateen go through all of the layers of your own atmosphere, all the way to your heart. Strength of spirit merging with strength of form. As you move through the earth, you carry this vibration, you resonate and radiate this vibration from your being to the consciousness of all of those around you that you encounter, that you come into contact with. And just breathe with that. Let that really come in, strengthen you all the way to your bones as you are held in this eternal compassion. You are held in this eternal compassion. Let yourself be held in safety and protection, in love, in total acceptance. You belong here and you are here now because you are meant to be. And I'm going to turn to the reading that I intended for today on Al-Qabid. I'm reading from Fauzia's book, The Divine Names, 99 Healing Names of the One Love by Rosina Fauzia Al-Rawi. And the section on Al-Qabid is the constrictor. And that is the divine name that governs the layer of creation with the element of fire. And Qabid, it's like the way that I see it in studying the step levels of creation is like the first thing that's created is like the pure mind from the pure mind of God, just the basic fundamentals of the plan and the structure upon the universal soul upon which the plan is recorded, and then the laws of nature that govern everything, and then the plasma, the basic particulate matter that everything will be created from. And then after that, you have the establishment of the cosmic dimensions, right? From everything from the, like you have the universal body, and you have the zodiacal towers, which are the archetypes, and you have the universal body, and you have the heart of the body, which is the throne of God, of the universal body, which is the throne of God. From there, you have the footstool, which is that first going from the one and only, where there is nothing but pure compassion, to now there is the two, right? The dichotomies in the world. And then you have the zodiacal towers, which is in the starless sky, which are the archetypes. And then you have all of the fixed stars, which is that which is ordained, the powerful, and that which is ordained. And then you get into the seven heavens, which kind of outlines how things are structured in the hologram, right? The hologram that we live in. It's like it lays out the fractals, the light fractals, and how things are like set up to form the holographic layer of that which we perceive, right? That which we live in and perceive. And then you have the elemental globes, right? So the fire is Al-Qalbid, the first of the elemental globes, that which constricts. So yes, it constricts the earth atmosphere and it warms the earth atmosphere so we can live here. It contains the atmosphere of the earth. And it's also in terms of what it means for us as the microcosm and our walking here. It constricts our consciousness because we're not aware of all of that stuff that's going on above this layer of the earth. We're aware of the earth realms and the earth dimensions, the elements, but our consciousness, our awareness is also constricted. And in this constriction, at this time of constriction, we really need that Yalqawi Yalmatin to like strength of spirit to merge with strength of form to help us to get through. We need to know the divine compassion that holds us and protects us and connects us as we're moving through this planet Earth reality show. And that we all agreed to come to, that we agreed to come here to experience. And we, at those times, when things get really tight and really constricted and really tough, this is the time of the fire, right? The time of the fire, which constricts us. And when we get constricted by the fire of whatever's happening around us or within us, this is our time to really go inside and really cling to that connection with source, that inner knowing of, all right, this is the time of, I need you. I need you to help. I need your help. I need your help to get through this. I need your help to guide me. And that's it. It's what they call the come to Jesus moments, right? Where we really got to go inward and say, what is happening here? Help me to see you. Help me to connect with you. Help me to know you in this time. There's like the outside's getting rough and I need you. So these are the times of need. So I'm going to read from the book about Al-Qabid, which is the constrictor. And it says, Al-Qabid is the one who stops, who puts pressure, who seizes the heart, who can conjure difficulties or depression, leading to isolation and despair. This is the time when tears flow, the time of quest, when nothing has taste or meaning. Yet it is also the time that can, like no other, bring you closer to your source, bring you closer to the divine. And it reminds me of also when, like Al-Qabid, when that constriction comes, and because our soul comes from the universal soul, which is up in the cosmic dimensions. And when you think about if you've ever had a near-death experience and you go through that tube and it's like you come through that vacuum tube back into the body. And it's like you can or my experience was a sense of coming through all of these layers through this vacuum tube back into the body. And I can imagine with my imagination going through all of those spheres that are around you, from the cosmic dimensions, through the spheres of the seven heavens, through the spheres of the elemental globes, and back into the body. And CD used to talk about when we would come to this realization and connection with Source within ourselves, the tears would flow. This is when the tears will flow. And it's not tears of sadness. It's tears of, or not tears of despair or depression. It's the tears of that, oh my gosh, where have you been all my life, right? I'm so relieved to be connected with you again. That is that place inside that we go to bring us closer to our Source. It says, in the face of all the despair, many a lover longs for this state with all the difficulties, the pain, the separation from all human beings. Only God, only our Source, remains to whom the heart can then turn. It is the sweetness in the pain, in the moment when I have been abandoned by all, only you, only meaning God, remains. Kabd is when the soul is pressed as if through the eye of a needle. When you are given great difficulties, use it. Do not complain, wail, or crumble. Don't just beat your breast in despair, but let the movement knock on the deep layers of your heart. Become a lover even in times of grief. So there's, some will say, many will say right now that our planet is in this time of constriction, in this time of deep pain, in this time of turmoil, confusion, chaos, right? Orchestrated chaos here. And it's a tough time. So let's call on this divine power of Al-Qabid. The beginning of it is just like the Qawi, but it's Qabid. B as in boy, I-D. So it's the click in the back of the mouth. Qabid. B-I-D, like boy, I, dog. Like a boy and a dog. Qabid. And Qabid is the constrictor. So let's call on this divine power. And she also talks about Qabid as like the fasting, right? Where we turn away from all other and turn only to the divine. Turning away from all other and only to the divine. Ya Qabid. Ya Qabid. We are within the constriction of the planet. We are here by intention, by divine design, within this constriction. Let it take us to be the deepest layer of your heart, the very center of your heart, where you cry out to your Source and find that connection, find that sweetness. Let it carry you into that center. Ya Qabid. I want to read one more piece, because some people think that going into that constriction intentionally is unhealthy. So let me just read one more piece. It says, people who carry the quality of Al-Qabid are capable of protecting themselves from bad influences, and they can help others to do so too. The divine name Al-Qabid is used above all when people are tyrannized by their surroundings or mobbed. Repeat the name 903 times. So if you want to continue to work with this, the numeric value there is 903 times, and you will be protected. The person who carried it out will leave, or these circumstances will change. I know that we live in there are very different realities presented to different groups of people by our media, by our social media influences, by the messaging within the cosmic soup. And two people may perceive very differently where the constriction is coming from. And some people perceive the constriction as the divisiveness, that which divides us. And some people don't experience that at all, I've learned, I've heard. So whatever you may be experiencing or perceiving, let's just make that intention. It's like by this reading, we will be protected and that the circumstances will change. Ya Qabid. Ya Qabid. We won't do 903 times here, but I will offer that as a formula, a recommendation. Ya Qabid, if you so choose. Ya Qabid. Ya Qabid. And just let this resonance of this divine power, we're calling on the resonance, the frequency of this divine power to enter into the space of constriction with us and protect from the constrictors, from the darkness, from the tyranny, from the oppressors, to give the protection and to bring about change. Ya Qabid. Ya Qabid. Ya Qabid. And the opposite of the Qabid, the constriction, is al-Basit, which is the expander. And the more that you go inward to really be in the sweetness and in the trust and in the connection with Source during the time of al-Qabid, the constriction, the greater your expansion when the constriction lifts. Ya Qabid. So if you feel it, let yourself go in deep into that place of love at the very center of your heart that knows the unconditional love, knows the compassion, knows the sweetness of that connection with Source, even within the constriction, even in the constriction if you don't experience it on the planet right now, just think of it as the constriction that constricts to the earth realm and keeps us from that awareness of the holographic structure through which our experience is playing out in the cosmic dimensions beyond that. So we're not separate from that at all. We contain that all within us, but the constriction constricts our consciousness so that we forget, and our awareness of it is in the subconscious, not in the conscious. It's like the constrictor separates the conscious from the subconscious. But as we go deeper inward, that's where the answers and the true reality is. And then when we expand back out, we have a greater awareness that realm of constriction has expanded so that our conscious awareness contains more knowledge of the expanded reality. Yaqabid, Yaqabid. Breathe that in and let it carry you deep into the depth of your heart. Let's spend one more minute in just going deep, and use your breath to carry you deep into your heart. Just let yourself rest there. Like this is your respite from the constriction and from whatever may be going on in the world, in your world. This is that connection with the all-knowing and the all-loving, connecting deeply within. If you can carry the deep meaning of Al-Qabid without falling into worries or anxiety, you may recite it on its own. If you do so, hear in your mind that Al-Qabid means to contract and to hold back that which is bad and dangerous for you. So let yourself be into this place where you find the sweetness, and what is bad or dangerous for you is held back. Held back. Just feel that being held back as you fall into this place of sweetness in your heart and connection with Source. If you feel the deep sorrow and tears want to flow, let them flow. Then you will see the justice and the mercy in Al-Qabid. And one more breath into the depths of your heart. And we'll call on Al-Basit, which is the expander, that opposite of Al-Qabid. And Basit is a B at the beginning and an S in the middle and a T. Actually, it's Basit. It's a hard T. Basit. And we repeat the two divine names, Al-Qabid and Al-Basit, together. The heart begins to see that the divine is at work as much in contracting as in expanding. Slowly, our heart learns to touch serenity in all states and situations, and it reaches the state of composure that grows on an increasingly firmer ground. The faith in God's goodness, mercy, and wisdom. So let's just close this with, or finish this with calling Al-Qabid and Al-Basit. Al-Qabid, Al-Basit. That which brings you inward to be in communion with Source in the tough times, and Al-Basit, which brings you to that expanded state where when you bring these two together and you're not making a separation between the constriction and the expansion, but recognizing the divinity equally in both. Yaqabid, Ya Basit. Yaqabid, Ya Basit. Yaqabid, Ya Basit. Okay, take a deep breath. Again, drawing all of the parts of yourself into your vertical core as you inhale. As you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, upright into your spine. Feel that sweetness that you connected with expanding to fill your core as Al-Qabid, which takes you inward to that sweetness, to that connection with Source, and protects you. And Al-Basit allows for the expansion into your form and into your entire spheres of existence. And let's imagine that same thing now for our Mother Earth as we form this circle at the perimeter of the Earth atmosphere as the heart of the Mother, which is strengthened, and the strength of spirit merge with strength of form. Strength of spirit merged with strength of form, connecting with Source, pure Source at the center, and expanding out to fill the entire planet and all of the layers of the planet's atmosphere, all the way to the membrane that contains everything into this earth realm, filled with this sweetness and with this pure light, the pure light that we find in our times of constriction, expanded out to fill the entire space. Okay. And take a moment. You can just feel your presence in your body all the way. You can stretch out your arms, circle your shoulders, stretch out your arms, circle your wrists, stretch out your fingers. And the same with moving your hips and feeling your energy all the way down your legs. You can stretch out your legs, circle your ankles, stretch out your toes, feel your presence in your body. And breathe again into your vertical core. Exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl. And engage your abdominal muscles and feel your presence in your center of gravity, where you have stability and balance. Upright your spine. Feel your strength of form in your physical body and your strength of spirit in your physical body. And with that, I'll close the call and open for Q&A. If you're listening to the recording, you're invited to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. You can find information for joining us live at communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, sign up to receive the reminders and replays. And when you do, you receive 2 free gifts. One is a download of a one sheet, 10 spiritual principles of our human existence, who we are, what we are, why we're here, what this earth journey is about. It helps keep it in perspective and to recognize that we are always contained within an ocean of divine love. The second one is a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation that I hope you'll download and use as a part of your daily practice to help you to connect with the pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion that is the core of who and what you are at the very center of your heart and within your entire being. And with that, I thank you very much for being here. Hope to see you next week. And for those of you who are on, stay on for the Q&A.